I'm Mike Berry, a recruitment consultant from Bristol, the winner of Heat 1.
I'm Dan Hewitt, a civil servant from Chesley Street, the winner of Heat 2.
I'm Andy Wright, a firefighter from Corby, the winner of Heat 3.
I'm Albert Hsu, a production supervisor from Sutton Coldfield, the highest scoring runner-up in Group A.
Good evening, welcome to the Krypton Factor and to what I'm sure will be an especially hard-fought and thrilling contest. Tonight, 4 contestants have come one step closer to their ambition of lifting this splendid trophy and being crowned United Kingdom Superperson 1989. For this evening, it is the Group A final, in which the winners of the first 3 heats and the highest scoring runner-up will do battle for one place in our grand final in November. So straight away, let me welcome back Mike Berry, who won Heat 1 and gained maximum points in the aircraft simulator and on the assault course. Dan Hewitt, the Heat 2 winner, who got top marks in observation, physical ability and general knowledge. Andy Wright, who took Heat 3, winning response, physical ability and general knowledge. And Albert Hsu, the highest scoring runner-up, no doubt encouraged by the fact that last year's highest scoring runner-up at this stage went on to become the Krypton champion. And with that, contestants, can I now ask you please to go and to take your seats? And we, of course, wish them the very best of luck as they prepare now for round 1, mental agility. Well, as you might expect, things get more difficult in a group final. And for tonight, we've devised a coding challenge with added complications. In a few moments, I will give each contestant the name of a town comprising 9 letters. Let's take as an example Godalming. The contestant must then code that name by numbering each letter 1 to 9, left to right. Memorising that code, the contestant will then be asked questions like, what does 643 spell? The answer, mad. Or, what was the 7th letter? The answer, I. And let me emphasise, the contestant will not see the coded word during his attempt, which of course makes this an extremely tough test. Right, stand by contestants. We're going to start with you, Mike. Your town is Tunbridge, and your 40 seconds start now. 728.
Dog.
10.
193.
The 6th letter.
I.
7639.
Dine.
Born.
4253.
3 letters before G.
B.
Wrong. 461.
Bit.
Just in the nick of time you got that one, and it's a very good start, Mike. In 40 seconds you got 6. Very well done. Let's move along now to Den. Den, your town is Axminster, and your 40 seconds start now. 647.
Sit.
10.
715.
The 8th letter.
E.
3158.
Main.
Stir.
6749.
3 letters after X.
N.
712.
Tax.
And just in the nick of time with that one, which gives you the excellent score of 7 in 40 seconds. Well done, Den. Now let's move along to Andy. Your town is Ashburton, and your 40 seconds start now. 387.
H-O-T.
Just give me the
Hot.
word. Sat.
217.
The 4th letter.
B.
2716.
So, pass.
Rush.
6, 5, 2, 3.
Just got that one in the nick of time, and well done, good start, Andy. You've got 4 in your 40 seconds. And now finally it's Albert, and your town is Ringstead, and your 40 seconds start now. 6, 8, 3.
10.
Dig.
924.
The 7th letter.
E.
1847.
Rage.
Nest.
3, 7, 5, 4.
Just missed it. In fact, you were wrong anyway. It's 3756 was the last one. But still a good start. In 40 seconds, you've got 4. Well done to you, Albert. Some very good performances there, underlining why, of course, our contestants have reached this group final. And remembering it's 10 points, 6, 4 and 2 for first, second, third and fourth, let's enter those points into the scoreboard. And there's the situation at the end of the first round. Andy and Albert both on 4 points, Mike on 6 points. But the early leader with a Krypton Factor of 10, the civil servant from Chester Street, Den Hewitt. A Royal Navy Sea-King helicopter manoeuvres down onto the deck of a moving aircraft carrier. It demands great skill and coordination from the pilot. And for this group final, it's the challenge we've set our contestants aboard the helicopter simulator at the Royal Naval Air Station at Culdrose in Cornwall. The Navy instructor and judge for this round is Lieutenant Commander Maurice McBride. And from the deck of HMS Illustrious, a flare is fired, indicating to our first contestant, Mike Berry, that there's just half a mile to go. His left hand on the collective lever, which determines height, and his right hand on the cyclic stick, controlling direction and speed. So an exacting test of eye-hand coordination. And Mike in the studio now reliving these final moments, coming down towards the deck. And very nicely at the moment, just a touch fast, needs to pull back a little on the cyclic stick to lift the nose and reduce speed, which he does. And he drops it onto the deck, braking hard, wipes out an able seaman there, but he makes it, and well done, Mike Berry. Very good effort. Next to go is our Geordie, Den Hewitt. Half a mile, calls Lieutenant Steve Charles in the control room, and that flare tells Den that he's now completely on his own. Neither Lieutenant Commander McBride, who's beside him, or Lieutenant Charles are allowed to offer any more help. So far he doesn't need it, doing very nicely, making gentle corrections all the time, up or down with the collective lever to gain or lose height. And here he comes over the deck, again a bit fast, but that's a touchdown on the deck, and well, not a good day for deckhands, but Den has made it safely. Well done. It's former Marine Andy Wright next. He's seen a lot of Sea Kings, flown in a few, but never in the pilot's seat, and so far so good. A steady approach, HMS Illustrious straight ahead. He needs to keep his nerve and concentrate 100%. Just very gentle inputs to be made on the control levers. And this looks good. Just beginning to veer a bit to the right, but nicely corrected. Now, if anything, he's a touch low, needs to pull the collective lever up, and that's what he's doing to come in over the deck. And he's over the deck, needs to get much further down, though. And he's just beginning to put it down too soon. I think he should be further down the deck, and it topples over backwards and down into the sea, and what a pity for Andy. Finally, Sutton Coldfield's Albert Hsu. And quickly let me point out that all our contestants go through a short period of instruction from Lieutenant Commander McBride. Then they have a couple of practice flights to get the feel of the controls. Then they make this final assessed run. And a perfect approach so far by Albert, very steady. A good, gentle descent. The deck straight ahead. And these now are the crucial moments. Control, nerve, coordination, all vital. And coming in nicely over the deck. It's a good performance, and beautifully down on the deck on the ideal spot, braking hard now, and this time the deckhand survives, and that is a brilliant performance from Albert Hsu. Excellent. Now for the result, this is how Lieutenant Commander Maurice McBride judged it. In fourth place, Andy Wright, a good approach, but landed on the back end of the deck and toppled into the ocean. Third, Mike Berry, landed very fast and almost ran out of deck. Second, Den Hewitt, again slightly fast on landing, but stopped safely. And the winner, Albert Hsu, a perfect approach and perfect landing, a first-class performance. Let's go to the scoreboard, and Albert Hsu moves into second place, just 2 points behind the leader, who is still civil servant, Den Hewitt. A good battle developing as we go on into round 3 observation, where we hope all of you will pit your wits against our group finalists. We're about to show you a specially written video sketch during which 6 continuity errors will take place. The question is, how many will you spot? You should be keeping an eye on details in costume and scenery and listening very carefully to the dialogue, and most difficult of all, trying not to enjoy too much the splendid performances of our special guests in this group final video, Hinge and Bracket. Right, contestants, will you now please turn to your screens as quickly as you can and see if you can spot all 6 errors in this sketch.
Finishing touches there. And there we have it. Our unique sugar-free lemon sorbet, made extra special with just a little touch of vodka. And now finally, a dab of fresh cream on top, and it's ready to go straight into the fridge.
Oh, no, it isn't. Now it's ready to go in the fridge.
She'd garnish the oven gloves if they weren't nailed down.
Pudding.
I beg your pardon.
I said pudding.
How dare you? I've lost half a stone already this month.
Pudding is the vital component of any serious dinner party.
But if serious dinner parties aren't your scene, try one of these. A brand new style strawberry finger dip. And some for you, Victor. Very communal and lots of fun.
And it puts cuisine hygiene back 50 years. Oh, that'll be the doorbell.
It's the stroganoff.
Well, you better let him in then, hadn't you?
And now, for a little something I prepared earlier, baked Alaska. It's a delicate recipe that requires careful nursing during the early stages.
Which, loosely translated, means, unlike some people, you shouldn't put the box at the bottom of your shopping trolley.
Take that back.
I would, but you've torn up the receipt.
And now, a quick recap on the lemon sorbet I showed you earlier. Thank you, Vernon. Don't forget the 3 ingredients that are vital to this rather special recipe. Lemons from Madrid, raw cane sugar from the Caribbean, and, of course, vodka from Leningrad. And speaking of drinkies, don't forget to tune into our next program, which is next month, when I will be showing you how to get the most out of a bottle of sherry.
And I'll be showing you what to do with your empties. So, until next week, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Oh, shame to put this in the trifle.
That's the lot. Turn to the front, please, group finalists, and will you now write down what you think the 6 continuity errors were. And as we need to give them a few moments to get their answers down, I'd like to say a special thank you to Dame Hilda and Dr. Evadne, Hinge and Bracket, of course, for being our guest stars in this round tonight. Though I have to say that I hope their new style finger dip doesn't catch on. Now, if you want to check your own answers, here come the 6 continuity errors. Number 1 was Evadne's spectacles. They changed position for a short section of the sketch. Then a change in the butler's name.
And some for you, Victor.
But it wasn't Victor a few moments later.
Thank you, Vernon.
Third was the Krypton badge on Hilda's apron. It went missing halfway through the sketch. A dialogue inaccuracy was continuity error 4.
And there we have it, our unique sugar-free lemon sorbet.
But the sugar-free sorbet later acquired sugar as an ingredient.
Raw cane sugar from the Caribbean.
Number 5 was the position of the butlers. They swapped round during the scene. And finally, another deliberate dialogue mistake.
Don't forget to tune into our next program, which is next month.
But it wasn't next month from Dame Hilda.
So until next week.
The changes always seem so obvious when they're pointed out, but were they easy first time round? Well, our group finalists have experienced this new style round in the heat, so let's see if that's been an advantage. Here's how it worked out. Andy, you spotted 2 changes and you finish in 4th place. Mike, you got 3 changes and are 3rd. Den, you got 4 right. And Albert, you also spotted 4, so the 2 of you are joint winners of the round. Well done. And those points now go straight into the scoreboard, and that tussle at the top goes on, still only 2 points in it, and still the leader from County Durham, Den Hewitt. Major Tony Carr starts what should be a tremendous race. The 3 nearest to us, Mike Berry in red, Den Hewitt in the middle, and then Andy Wright just over the rope swing, all won their races in their respective heats. And all their times were pretty close. Andy Wright there just in the lead, has the fastest time of them all. But we have noticed over the years that all our contestants do improve their performances when they come back to run the assault course a second time, sometimes by 20 or even 30 seconds. And these 3 going tremendously. Well, Mike Berry fell there, but he's picked himself up again. And Andy Wright, the favourite for this particular race, judging on his last performance, is going beautifully. Albert Hsu back in 4th place, knows he has the slowest time, but it's not that far behind the others, and he says he's put in some extra training and he'll be out there fighting all the way. So all the techniques have definitely improved. Just look at that as Mike Berry shoots across those tram wires, and also Den Hewitt. They're really looking good at the moment. And the ex-Royal Marine here looking best of all. Also a keen soccer player, plays for Kettering Town in the GM Vauxhall Conference League. Looking very strong indeed. A real athlete, this man from Corby Northants. Shouldn't be any problem, that net, for a firefighter, and he's doing it well. But Mike Berry holding in there in 2nd place in red, and Den Hewitt not that far behind in 3rd place. So it is a good battle going on, and we'll be able to judge how tired Andy is by these water jumps. It's always a good indicator of fatigue, and he almost clears that one, so he's still very strong indeed. Andy Wright going up to that Burma rope bridge, well clear of the field at the moment. And striding across there, Mike Berry holding on to 2nd place, hits the water quite hard, but still looks strong. And Den Hewitt trying to get back on him. So it's really a battle, I think, for 2nd and 3rd place, unless Andy does something very silly when he comes to the bottom of this aerial slide. But so far it's been a faultless performance, and that's a beautiful touchdown as well. Mike striding across that Burma rope bridge, but I think Den Hewitt is slowly closing the gap on him, so he's going to have to go some, Mike Berry, to hold on to 2nd place and get his 6 points. Certainly won't catch Andy here, but Mike Berry has to watch the splashdown now. He's already wet from the 2 water jumps, and he lifts those legs and lands perfectly. But Andy Wright takes the tape. Great run by Andy, very fast time. But who's going to get 2nd? Den Hewitt has come right up on the heels now of Mike Berry. They're both pushing hard under that flat net. It'll feel very heavy on their shoulders at this latter stage of the race. But Mike Berry manages to hold on, comes across the line to take 2nd place and 6 points. And in 3rd place, it is Den Hewitt. But a great race between all 3 of them, and handshakes all round. Those points go into the scoreboard. Andy and Mike have got back into contention, but still the leader with a Krypton Factor now of 30. Den Hewitt. Well, the next set of points are going to be really important as we enter the penultimate round. And we have a special puzzle to celebrate a very special night. This evening, in this 13th year of the Krypton Factor, we're celebrating our 200th edition. And, group finalists, what we're asking you to do is to place the array of different shaped pieces in front of you into the frame in such a way as to form the figure 200. There is, however, one snag. You won't be able to see what you're doing, for this is a tactile test, and it must be completed by touch alone. Are you all ready? The test starts now. Well, there's one obvious starting point, and Mike Berry's onto it right away. The base of the 2 is the only straight line. So Mike has begun well. Albert also going nicely, realizing very quickly that the tighter curves must form the bottom or top of the O's. And those 200s rapidly taking shape down the line. 200 Krypton Factor programs. The first back in September 1977. Can't believe it was that long ago. And all these puzzles since that first show devised by Manchester University mathematics lecturer Dr. Jerry Wickham, along with Birmingham psychologist Dr. Peter Taylor. Den Hewitt, the overall leader going into this round. but under great pressure from the others who know they need to beat him. Andy very close. Mike Berry in third place overall is almost finished. Albert too. It's desperately close between all four of them. Who's going to make it? And is it? Yes, it's Mike Berry. Great performance. He needed those 10 points, and he's right back in it. And Albert, just behind him in second place, takes 6 points. So Ben Hewitt falters in this round, though he just gets third place ahead of Andy. Well, very good performances all round, but congratulations to Mike, who joins in the celebrations with that victory. And we go straight to the scoreboard. And Mike has certainly improved his lot. He's gone up to 30 points. And the lead is now reduced to 2 points, but still there with a Krypton Factor of 34. From Chester-le-Street, Den Hewitt. So, 4 points separating the first three contestants as we reach the climax of tonight's Group A final. 100 seconds of rapid-fire general knowledge questions to be answered on the buzzer. 2 points for a correct answer, but 2 points deducted for a wrong one. And don't forget, tonight's winner will go through to the grand final in November, and so too could the runner-up if his score is high enough. Thumbs on the buzzers, contestants. The clock starts now. In 1988, which political party captured the seat at Govan in Glasgow from Labour? Den.
SDP.
No, SNP. In chemistry, SN is the symbol for which metal?
Tin.
Albert.
Tin.
Correct. Tinnitus affects which of your senses as Den?
Hearing.
Correct. What special legal hearing looks into the finding of treasure or into sudden death? Albert.
Inquest.
Correct. Who wrote about the Spanish Inquisition in The Pit and the Pendulum and wrote the Den?
Edgar Allan Poe.
Correct. Which city on the River Po is the home of Juventus Football Club and of the Fiat? Mike.
Turin.
Correct. Who composed Turandot, Tosca and Madame Butterfly? Den.
Puccini.
Correct. Busan is the principal seaport of which Asian country whose capital is Seoul? Mike.
Korea.
Which one?
South Korea.
Correct. In the Seoul Olympics, in which sport did Andy Holmes and Steve Redgrave win? Mike.
Rowing.
Correct. The rowan tree is known colloquially by what other name? Answer is mountain ash. Who starred in the films Ashanti, Educating Rita, Funeral, Andy?
Michael Caine.
Correct. Whose novels include Cain and Abel and First Among Equals? Mike.
Jeffrey Archer.
Correct. Who was the archenemy of Sherlock Holmes and fell with him? Andy.
Moriarty.
Correct. Morituri te salutant was the greeting given by which men to the emperor as they entered the arena in Rome? Den.
Gladiators.
Correct. Which aircraft firm made the Gladiator, Meteor and Javelin aircraft? Answer is, well, Gloucester, but that's the end of the round, the end of the contest. The winner by just 2 points with a Krypton Factor of 40. From Chester-le-Street, Den Hewitt. Well, a really tremendous finish and valiant efforts there by Mike and Albert, but it's congratulations to Den. He led from start to finish, and that splendid victory not only takes him into the grand final, but also secures his seat on the plane to California, where with the three other grand finalists, he will be challenged to land the American space shuttle in NASA's unique simulator. An experience Den will remember forever, I'm sure. From all tonight's group finalists, and from me, at the end of this memorable 200th edition of the Krypton Factor, good night.
There's more from Gordon and the Assault Course coming up tomorrow night from 7. Back to this evening, and there's a double bill of Dog the Bounty Hunter after this short break.